What's up, movie lovers? It's your girl Rossie, and I'm back with another show. Tonight I have a really good friend with me. His name is David B. Reed. He's awesome. He's like an actor, he's a writer, he writes comic books, he has this awesome cartoon out on Papercut TV, and we're going to talk to him, get to know him a little bit more, and get to know a lot about Wonder House and everything that he has going on. This is a multi talented young man, all right? So let's get the show going, guys. What's up, David?
Hello again.
David and I, we sit, sometimes when people come to the show, we'll sit in the studio and talk a little bit and get familiar and, introduce him to what we have going on here. David, why don't you tell the folks here and those that are listening and let's say hi. What's up, JoJo? Hi. And let's tell them just a little bit about yourself. Don't tell them all because I won't have any questions to ask you then, okay?
Right. uh, let's see. So I guess I'll try to keep it as brief as I can. Wonder House Entertainment. It's pretty much a production company I started. Due to my love of film and entertainment, and also like comic books and stuff like that and novels. I wanted to kind of incorporate the two because I was really into
Okay.
both, and then also be able to display like a lot of my physical talent as well, like you know, kind of being an athlete too, which is kind of difficult,
Okay.
to
Okay.
have that niche and then still wanting to act or like, I mean, if I do anything athletic, like I don't know if you saw the trick league series that we're doing, the street basketball thing, but that's real. So I can't get on camera and fake my street ball talent. Um, a lot of my ideas are pretty authentic. Like they're really authentic.
Okay. Okay.
Makes
Um,
it a little easier for me to brand.
okay. Where did you grow up at, Dave? Are you here
Originally
from
from Oakland,
Sacramento or
California.
what? Okay.
Yeah, from Oakland, California. Grew up in the Bay Area.
Nice.
I think after high school, I think born in Oakland. I think we moved to Pittsburgh for a little bit when I was like
Okay.
around 7, 5, 7.
Okay.
Stayed out there for like 4 or 5 years or so, and then we moved
Okay.
back to Oakland. And then after high school, I moved to San Francisco, and
Okay.
then back to Oakland when I turned 21. And I've been around a lot. I've been around a lot.
Okay. I've traveled a lot too. So, like, what came first? Acting, writing? Like, what came first for you?
That's a good question. Um, I want to say the art came first for sure.
Okay.
The art came first for sure. My mom, even though you didn't say art, but
No, yeah,
um,
it's
my mom used to homeschool us when we were young. She didn't want us to go to
wow.
public schools. I didn't go to
Wow.
public school until I was like maybe 12.
That's awesome.
Um, but she homeschooled us for the majority of that time, and she would do like an art class in the morning. And like I swear, like sleep and food didn't matter. I
Okay.
had to have my colored pencils. I had to have my notepads. Like I already felt like I was a professional. I was obsessed. I wanted to have all my little, my sharpeners, my erasers. Like, used to love the smell of like sharpened pencils in the morning.
Right.
Like
Right.
dad
Okay.
would be the only one that could use it. So if
Okay.
he wasn't home, I couldn't sharpen them. So I would sometimes sneak the sharpener so I could have fresh sharpened pencils for the day. So art came first, and then
Okay.
acting was next.
Mhm.
I went to a drama school when I know I was under 10. I think it was over there near Bishop
Wow.
O'Dowd in Oakland. I'm not
Okay.
sure if you're familiar,
No,
but
I'm not actually.
my mom put us in a little program there, and they had an acting class, and I remember the teacher. I think it was like maybe 15 kids in there, something like that. But I remember the teacher asked us all to do like individual like skits, I forget if
Mhm.
anyone teamed up, but I think I was the last one, and I just
Mhm.
started acting super crazy. I don't even remember what I was doing. I just remember every student was on the floor laughing, including the teacher. The teacher, like, it shut the whole thing down. I was, like, not even
Wow,
10, and, after the class, like, at least 3 students came up to me and asked me for my autograph. It was super crazy.
that's really awesome.
Um, but that's when I kinda, like, my mom had always said, like, "You should do it," but I always been scared, you get camera shy, like, it's
Right, right.
nerve-wracking, it's
Absolutely, it
nerve-wracking.
is. It really is.
So, I would say those were the first 2 that kinda got me, going at a young
Okay,
age.
okay. So when did you come up with the idea of like paper cuts TV? And so, okay, let's do this. What paper cuts TV came first? Wonder House. Like, how did you get into creating the art that you created, the cartoons, the animation? Just
Uh, hmm, paper cuts. Let's see. I wanna say I did, like, a documentary a couple years ago,
okay.
but now hearing you ask me, I may have listed this criteria. What's crazy? Me and my little brother, one of my younger brothers, I think we were still in high school. We had
Okay.
started kind of like this little comic idea. He started it, but I was like, oh, that's cool. So he told me to do some designs of my own. So like I
Mhm.
did some of mine, and like they were like these like really hood characters. So they kind of look like the main character a little bit.
Okay.
Um, the main character for Paper Cuts TV, I copied Skeeter from the Doug cartoon. I kind of looked
Right.
at
Okay.
Doug and I looked at Skeeter a little bit because he was like the only African American
Right.
represented guy that I grew up seeing in the cartoons.
Right.
So I kind of copied that a little bit, but it all reminded me a lot of the idea me and my little brother had done too. And I'm like, oh, it has like kind of that same, swagger a little bit to it.
Okay.
So I feel like the two combined kind of gave me the concept for the main character. The idea itself is tough because I've been trying to. I think since I was not even 10 years old, I was working on uh, cartoon characters. I wish I had some pictures because
Wow.
I'd pull them up, but
Wow.
a series with 2 guy and, like, 2 girl main characters, and I
Okay.
still have the artwork. I've been working on it for a long time. I said, "I want a cartoon that has, like, has, like, this," I don't know if you remember that show, The Weekenders on UPN, but,
Um, it's so long ago, but go ahead. Go ahead.
so that was some inspiration.
Okay.
I just always wanted like a cool cartoon idea with a dope like click, that always got into
Okay.
something, like
Okay.
adventures or life or whatever.
Right.
So when I got older, paper cuts just end up being that thing. It just
Okay.
came out of nowhere and it just kind of ended up being that thing. And my biggest thing was trying to come up with something I hadn't seen. I wanted to come up with something that I hadn't seen and something that I know for
Right.
a fact if I go anywhere around the world, there is only one that. After I already copied it, probably. So it was a
Um,
lot of lab work trying to like create. Can you still hear
okay.
me?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm
Can
gonna
you
do
still?
this. If I can't hear you, I'm gonna
Oh,
do this. That's gonna be our sign.
okay, okay. That's the ET phone home.
ET photo.
ET.
ET, come on now. Come back to me, ET.
Need that Wi-Fi, ET. I need that Wi-Fi. Man,
Oh my
have
gosh.
you
Sorry
ever
guys.
seen
Sorry.
a kid? Have you ever seen a kid and an alien that desperate for Wi-Fi? Like they literally had a flying bike.
So, guys, yeah, side, we're just gonna talk a little side. ET. Listen, man, I loved ET. I loved ET so much. I wanted
Really?
ET
Oh,
so bad. And I remember being a kid and wanted to play the part that Drew Barrymore played because I thought I could do like I can do that. But
oh.
I thought ET was so real. I absolutely loved ET. We went to the theaters to see
Mm,
ET, and I remember my cousin when ET made his appearance, she screamed so loud in horror of seeing this thing. It scared her. I remember the whole theater just kind of looked and we're like, Gigi, stop, what's wrong? She was frightened of ET. But anyways, and the game was horrible, by
that's
the way. You
crazy.
guys remember that game. Anyway, sorry. I digress. I'm gonna tell you guys this really
You're
quick.
good.
So if you go to your Roku, guys, and you download Wonder. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I have my notes here. I want them to do that because I did do that, by the way, Dave. And
What did you do now?
I downloaded Wonder House. So if you go to your Roku and
Oh,
you
you
down
downloaded it.
yeah, I downloaded. So I went to my Roku, guys, and if you have Roku
Oh.
TV, go to Roku. You can download Wonder House, and that's David. And so you'll see Paper Cuts TV. I watched the he has the first season there, and I watched Burger.
Oh, you watched the pilot.
Okay, I watched the
You watched
pilot. I started with the pilot
you watched
Burger.
the pilot. So
Yes.
the monster is the first episode of season
Okay.
one.
Okay.
So I think the first one you click, it'll say season one, but it's called the pilothon.
Right.
It's
Yep.
like pilot
Yep.
pilot marathon, and it has like
Yep. Yeah.
five
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
So those are all the pilots. I think the burger
Okay.
is like the longest. It's like over 8 minutes, and that
Right.
was the first stop motion film I had ever done.
Oh, okay.
Um, and then
How
I think
and then you have he has like shows on there. I watched what is it? What is 666? I watched that. I kind of skimmed through,
oh,
but
you watched White Shells?
right there you go. I watched that, and
Okay.
then I noticed that you're nominated in award-winning episodes. Like you've had award-winning episodes.
Yeah, so Paper Cuts TV the episode 4 pilot, Bots,
Yep.
it
Okay.
won
Yep.
Best Animation
Wow.
2016.
Wow.
They actually offered me distribution and I turned it down. I
Why
thought
did
they
you
were
do
charging
that?
too much. So I did 50%.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's much.
Oh, they were like I was like I do can you hear me?
Uh-huh. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yes, I can.
Um So I do 100% of the work, for paper cuts. Around that time, I just
Okay.
started trying to acquire outside talent. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, initially it was me doing 100%, and yeah, they said 50. I was like, I tried to renegotiate 75-25, and they didn't really want to do that. And I
Right.
think it's because they weren't big time, but yeah, it was a bad idea. Because I probably would be getting paid for paper cuts and I wouldn't still have to be working, regular jobs and kind of come out of pocket so much, which
I
I
get
don't
that.
mind. It's nice to be
Right.
able to regulate my own income and bet budget based off, what I
Right.
do. That that's I'm not relying on a deal or nothing, so that's cool. But
Right.
to have the opportunity and have that additional support and labor, that's something that's hard to find, especially nowadays. Being
Right.
an independent artist, they like 97 independent filmmakers never make a penny in their careers. It's like really, really difficult, for them to see like proceeds in
Right.
that regard. But but yeah, they I turned that down and went ahead and did my own thing. And then yeah, we won an award last year for season one, episode two, The Balloon. We
Wow.
won best
The balloon. Okay.
animation. And
I have that. So he's won.
I'm sure we'll get some. What was that now?
What's I wanted to let them know that for Paper Cuts TV, he was nominated in award-winning episodes. So we have The Balloon, 1950, Beginning, and The Bots. And so Paper Cuts did so that like professionally did that start happening in 2016? Is that when it went when you went? professional with
I,
that?
s-
Like it
I
was
I started Paper Cuts TV in 2013.
okay.
That's when I did the
Wow.
first trailer. And I think the episode one pilot, I should say the first pilot was also done in 2013. And
Hmm.
I think the bots I finished in 2015, and
Wow.
that was the fourth pilot. And my thing was, what I was doing was I was trying to build a demo reel for Cartoon Network
Okay.
because I had contacted them. This is before they stopped allowing people to bring solicited content. They were still
Mm.
accepting outside content. You can call, hit them up, and like,
Okay.
yeah, send us something, and then we'll. So when I called them, I didn't have anything yet. I just
Okay.
wanted to work there. I wanted to work there as a kid. Cartoon
Right.
Network is what
Right.
got me,
Right.
obsessed with Cartoon Network. Dexter's Laboratory,
Yes. Yes.
Space Ghost,
Right.
Johnny Quest. I mean,
Yep.
they had so many good shows on there, and
Right.
I was like, yo, I gotta work here. I gotta work here. This is any kid when the kid hear cartoons, it changes your whole mindset in general.
Right.
So they had cartoon, network. Then they had cartoons. On top of
Right.
that, they had all these different, things going on. I'm like, I was obsessed. I remember What
Right.
a Cartoon Show they used to do. I think it came on
Okay.
weekends or not. I love that show.
Okay.
So yeah, I contacted them. I was in my early 20s, didn't have anything. They said, "Oh, come up with a demo reel, or a pilot." They wanted like a short pilot season, pretty much.
Okay.
Demo reel is easy. I could have did a demo reel, but they wanted like an actual like something that they
Okay.
could look at as a
Okay.
series. So I was like, okay, let me do what I can. So I was working a little bit slower than I probably thought, but I've
Right.
never done this before. So I didn't know how fast I should have been working. And every time I called, they're like, yeah, just when you're done, send it in. And they were kind of more so set on having a few things done. So by the time I got to episode like 3, 4, that's
Right.
when episode 4, the bots came out. Um, I believe they had changed the syndication rights. There was an article that came out that was saying how companies were losing money by taking on outside content because they could just hire the people that already work in house and let them
Right.
do their ideas, and they'd save more money because they're already paying those guys. As a
Right.
result, cartoons started going downhill around this time.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
to me, this is
Okay.
when everything started getting watered down, and
Right.
now we look to Rick and Morty to save the day. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like
Right.
there's not too many good cartoons. Like back in the day, like Cartoon Network, especially,
Right.
even Nickelodeon, you
Yeah.
couldn't take a minute off the screen because everything was on.
Yes.
Rugrats, Hey Arnold,
Yes.
Angry Beaver, and Cat
Right.
Dog. I didn't care for those too much, but they were really original.
Yes, they
Our
were.
Real Monsters. I
Right.
need Toonami even was on Cartoon Network, so Dragon Ball Z and
Right.
Inuyasha, shows like that. So they were killing it, but
Right.
they were bringing in all this outside stuff. They were losing money. I forget who did it first, but then
Hmm.
every company started doing it. Television networks, and then all the movie studios started doing it, and that's why the entertainment's become watered down to me
Right.
because it
I get
hasn't,
that. Yeah.
like, other than like Marvel and Disney, but these guys, Marvel and Disney, they elevated during this time too.
Yeah.
They took on other things to elevate them. Like Disney started reaching out and still bringing in outside stuff. They just said, "Hey, we'll take top brand stuff
Right.
and bring it in and pay for that since we
Absolutely.
can
Right.
afford it." And then
Right.
everybody started doing that. They're
Right.
like, "Okay, we are going to spend some money on this. Let's get the top of the line and stop," because they could take some outsider from nowhere. It doesn't matter if they got good numbers or not. They're still taking a bit of a risk. So what companies started doing is taking things that already had a success, like, high up hierarchy
Yeah.
to an extent. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
we're Paramount. Can't go wrong if we take freaking, I'm just giving an example. Peaches and Cream, just throw a random name, but just say like that's a random top
Right.
movie.
I
It's
get
like,
that.
oh, let's get one season of that. They're like, they're top on ABC or whatever. So
Right.
their season's done. We could package that, and so
Right.
not
So like,
blaming that as me not making it, but yeah, by the time I got around to it, they were like, oh yeah, we don't take unsolicited content. And I'm like, what?
oh,
They told me to come up with this and bring this back.
Right.
And yeah, they just kept saying that. Say, yeah, we don't do that anymore. And they were giving me emails and contact
Right.
numbers and just a new thing. It was just a new thing. Hey, don't accept unsolicited.
Oh,
What? I did all this work for nothing.
right, right. So, like,
Um,
how long does it
and
take
that's
to
what really
create?
transitioned me into my like
Go ahead.
um for like per episode.
Yeah, like how long, like the
You
process
said
of
how long?
creating animation, like how long does it take to do like one episode?
Uh, that's a tough question because all the time limits are different and different
Okay.
character designs. I generally write the scripts pretty quickly.
Okay.
A lot of the scripts I actually have like built in my head already. I memorized them.
Okay.
I'll rewrite them in my head a million times. I'll rewrite them on paper a certain amount of times.
Okay.
Designing the
Like
characters
Burger
is
like
the
for
longest
instance, like
process.
Burger, that one. How long did it take you to make Burger?
I don't know. I don't remember. My first real like actual production that like I actually took time to write, storyboard,
Okay.
and
Okay.
try to make legit. It wasn't my first project. I've done a couple of
Right.
short
Okay.
films before, but they weren't. This is the first one. I'm like, okay, I want to try to actually make something out of this.
Okay.
Um, I know it took months. It took months. I can't say how
Right.
long. I mean, the episode's over 8 minutes. I probably had over 10 minutes of stop motion footage,
Wow.
easily. And 10 minutes is easy when you're just holding the camera. It's
Okay.
different when every split second of a shot is
Right.
it's a split second. So you got
Right.
every motion and every shot is a
Absolutely.
split second, and then you got to do 8 minutes of that. That takes forever.
Right.
But I just
Amazing.
finished episode 4. I just finished episode 4 for season 1, which was Box Boy, which I have been
Okay.
trying to get done. The script was longer than what I expected. The episode is almost 4 minutes,
Okay.
and the, the initial episode that I had written, I guess, was going to be 8 minutes. So I told my
Mm,
team
wow.
that I had finished it, and what 4 minutes that you see on the channel or the website or whatever, if you subscribe, I did all that. I filmed it 2 hours to check the camera to see how shots I
There
had
we go.
taken. Um, I want my camera to see how many shots that I had for Box Boy, and
Okay.
I did 186 shots of animation in two less
Wow.
than 2 hours. Um,
Wow.
and I already have it edited and uploaded. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I had gone. So I don't know how long the burger took, but
Right.
Box Boy is about half. Is about half as long as the burger,
Okay.
and the burger took
Okay.
me, I think maybe 3 months total, on and off.
Wow.
And
Okay.
Box Boy half that in literally like a week.
Okay.
And that's taking my time with the editing and post. But the initial
Okay.
shots that you see, a lot of them are repetitive and stand still. But the animation for Box Boy, episode 4 of season 1 Paper Cuts, the animation was very difficult. It was very difficult to do. It was difficult to create the effects. The audio was giving
Mhm.
me problems. I'd render it, and certain sounds weren't popping up on the final
Right.
project. Um, so I've gotten a lot faster,
Okay.
lot faster. So I can't say there's
How
an
has
initial time frame
okay.
on how long. It depends on, I think, what I feel like I can do, because
Okay.
it is a difficult process,
Okay.
but I enjoy it. So it's not as difficult for me because I love to do it. But based off the technicalities, it is a freaking headache.
So what's your process? Like, do you have a certain process that you go through when you're writing or creating, for the
You know what's
animation? I
crazy?
mean,
I I really don't.
okay.
I just focus on I have an episode title list for paper cuts in one of my computer folders. So I have the actual graphic text is like, I don't know if you've seen the ones I've used for the titles, like for the episodes, the monster, the balloon. So those are
Okay.
like titles. Those are graph
Okay.
images I designed for the titles. So
Okay.
I already have 60 of those sitting. So I already know the
Okay.
episodes that
Okay.
I'm gonna do.
Okay.
And those are actual like ready to go
Okay.
titles that I will be putting on future episodes. I've
Okay.
calculated 6 seasons, 10 episodes a season, and I
Okay.
already have a few scripts done. It's like
Um.
right now, it's just juggling what I do. Um, and then I started all the spin-off stuff. So I started
Okay.
Box Boy, I started Odd Objects, Brain Dead,
Okay.
Bugs and Ends will be coming out soon. So there's Paper Cuts TV, which is the show, but I got so bored, my mind just wanders a lot, and I just came
Okay.
up with all these other cutout spin-offs that,
Okay.
and I'm just like, oh, that would be cool to see. And then like I'll like do something, or I'll see it in my head, or I'll write something. And I'm like, oh, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna add this to, you know, even though I got a whole list of paper cuts episodes I should be trying to do. It's just like, oh, let me do Box Boy now. Let me do like, so what I'm gonna do is I'll be back and forth between the initial show and the
Okay.
spin-offs. I'll just be back and forth because I don't really have a process so much. I kind of just I'll have an idea and I either
Yeah.
like it or I don't. And even with White Shells, same thing.
Okay.
I work with Pharaoh and Quentin and Glenn
Okay. All right.
Spellman and
Okay. The
Matthew
crew.
Graham and all those guys. I met them when I came out here.
Okay.
I think I reached out to Glenn. Matthew had reached out to me about paper cuts. Glenn introduced me to Quentin. Quentin introduced me to Pharaoh.
Awesome.
Quentin introduced me to Concussia. Like I didn't know they all knew each other. I
Right.
didn't know they knew each other, but I was kind of new to this. Like, oh, these guys all like got their own thing going on, and
Yeah,
we
they
just
do.
instantly like kind of had a decent camaraderie, a pool
Right.
of talent, and now I got Quentin did the voice acting for
Okay.
the award-winning episode, The Balloon. Um,
Awesome.
Concussion quickly jumped into White Shells for episode two. We
Okay.
finished White Shells episode two. I don't know if you've seen it. We finished that. That was done and edited in less than a week, and it's like
Wow.
8 minutes. Yeah,
So
and that's not even like full time. But White
so
Shells is
guys,
another idea that is like it's gonna get crazy. The episode, even paper cuts, like things are like okay now, production
right.
wise, but especially with the team that I have now, things that we've talked about and things that I've learned from them and so forth.
Right.
It's the production quality and content and the ideas
Right.
that they're gonna get pretty crazy. We're probably gonna blow everybody out of the water. Just letting you know.
So guys, so if you guys remember sometime back, so the crew that David runs with, it's the guys are absolutely, all of them are talented. So we've had Pharaoh on. Remember, he was our first interview, guys. We've had Quentin Grizzly Bear Harris on, who's involved in everything. I mean, he writes, he has episodes, he does camera work. Like the crew that they all run in, or that he runs with, is just a very talented crew, and you guys will see a lot of their work. So it's coming. I promise you, it's coming. Um, I wanted to
Oh, you
ask
you
you.
you 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 interviewed the whole my whole squad
Absolutely.
already.
I
Oh,
Yeah.
you're picking us off. Oh, she lining us
Uh,
up.
Pharaoh was my first interview because the film that we did, Hidden in Plain Sight, that's directed and written by Misha Dissel, who's going to be on the
Okay.
show on the 17th, guys. We're bringing her on. I met, let's see, I met Pharaoh there, Eric Quells. We've done a couple of projects together. And so I met all these guys. So when I was getting my spinoff, I already knew who I wanted to bring on. I knew that I wanted to do some
Mm.
interviews first. So I reached out to Pharaoh, and then from Pharaoh, it was, Quentin. Actually, Eric Quells was my first one that was supposed to come on, but he's so busy and he was on set and had films that he was doing. So yes, I've interviewed a lot of your crew, and everyone. I mean, just with Pharaoh with his writing, and you know, like I said, Quentin with everything he does. I mean, there's so much that Quentin is doing and wants to do. Like it's coming to you. So yeah, so I
Yeah.
know them all, and they're very talented young men. And the videos, the shorts that they do, the movie shorts that they do, Pharaoh, Eric. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm a fan of you guys, to be honest with you guys. I'm a fan of you guys. I've only been in Sacramento, well, now for 9 years, but when I entered the community, the artistic community, I knew of all of you guys. You know, I've heard about you guys. You know, going to different shoots and everything. So I was absolutely a fan. So I had to have you guys on, and I'm happy that
Mm.
you're on. I definitely want you to tell the folks about your Kickstarter. Tell us about that and what's that about.
Yeah. So um, having negotiations with my team and stuff like that. My goal even before I met them and started bringing anyone on was to, especially after losing a distribution deal, like
Right.
that eats away at you.
Yeah.
When you know you have something to offer. So like since 2016, like losing that deal, I'm like I've been almost like a little more adamant about, yo, I got to get paid for this because I already got offered pay. And you're
Right.
talking about, tens thousand, hundreds thousands of dollars that I probably by now, 7 years later, let slip that I got to make up for. So, um, not saying it's out of desperation, but the level of production for Wonder House has increased. I've allowed the content for free for a long time. I said it was going to be free.
Right.
Um, I believe if you go to the Roku right now, it's still free. I had them
Yeah.
readjust the login credentials. I said I wanted them to change the interface. So they're like, okay, it's gonna take another 4 days. I'm like, yo, I need this up.
Right.
You go to the website, wonderhouseentertainment.com.
Yes.
You can subscribe, watch
Okay.
all the same content, but it's $2 a month to see it on the website. If you click on the Roku, I think it's on the top right hand side. It says
Yeah.
subscribe on a bigger subscribe button that has the Roku TV on there. That'll take you to the online website. You go to the
Okay.
online website, it'll also charge you 199 a month to watch the content on there. But the Roku right now, it's still free.
Right.
So unfortunately, and I wasn't even trying to mention it or go public, but I doubt that we're gonna lose proceeds, you know, from me admitting it now. It is currently free. I've been keeping it confidential, so I haven't even been telling people that we have a
Okay.
Roku channel, even though it says it. It's been published. I think it was published on April 10th. So
Okay.
it's been active for a while, but I had to go in and make adjustments and upload a bunch of content. And I think I just dropped Box Boy, like I said earlier, and then I just dropped
Yes.
for the graphic novel series a trailer for that.
Okay.
Um, so the for the Kickstarter is pretty much to add on to all this new, all these new ideas, all these new forms of content. I mean, even the content we have now, I have way more ideas for different projects that I'm going to be adding, that are either books,
Okay.
products,
Nice.
or short film. And
Right.
it's just I'm branching out like crazy. So
That's awesome.
the budget is to that, and then I want to be able to pay my team of guys. Like you said, those
Right.
guys are talented. I don't
Absolutely
like
they are.
a lot. I don't like seeing them work for free, knowing what they bring to the table. I mean, Unconcasha, Quentin introduced me to her
Okay.
after the same day we filmed White Shells episode one.
Right.
My lead actress moved all the way to the other side of the country, and I'm
Wow.
like, dude, I need a girl. And I said she was perfect. Quentin was like, oh,
Right.
add her. And I'm like, I'm so skeptical about who I work with because I've had
Okay.
people come in and they're not effective. They just want, but they're not really
Right.
doing anything for you. So
Right.
Uncle Kasha came in, first conversation.
Right.
We like improv episode two. So what you see for
Wow.
White Shell's episode two, I didn't write
Right.
that. We just talked and then we had an idea. I'm like, okay, that's gonna be episode two. And now Pharaoh is even, he plays Black Mass. We've
Okay.
talked and now he's gonna be in, we're gonna do a solo episode of him and his character.
Awesome.
And I told him to write me like about a minute, minute and a half, and so he'll
Right.
be the one writing the most likely the next spinoff episode of White Shells. I have
Okay.
episode 3 written today,
Okay.
but the spinoff episode, he's going to be doing the first for that, and we'll be filming his character and going into the life of it, and we're going to do the same
Right.
for Anne. We're going to do a spinoff for her character, and
Right.
we need funding
So
for that stuff. This stuff
absolutely.
costs money. It's not cheap. We have now books, a lot of stuff we're
Right.
giving out for free. I have artists that are getting ready to come on along and add to the product line.
Right.
We're gonna have artistic canvases painted and created for a lot of the original characters for product for paper for Wonder House Entertainment.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to. I'm talking because really just today, and you still hear me?
I can hear you now.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Um, But yeah, I just hit up a buddy of mine today. I seen some designs he were doing. I'm like, yo, these are genius. I want to see him do some of my like designs and make something like that. So he might be if it's dope, then I'm probably gonna have him design some really really cool limited edition Wonder House Entertainment shirts that have like paper cuts characters on there, white shells characters,
Okay.
cyber split characters. Like really really like just cool stuff. Like I'm not really in for just the branding. Like I like to
Right.
really promote my ideas and the creativity and originality. And I know a lot of things seem far fetched, but the Kickstarter is pretty much to
Oh,
fund this. Also, the Roku channel. It's not
okay.
something that's not a bill. It cost me. It's a monthly cost, and it's
Okay.
fairly expensive. But I don't mind because I like giving people that cinematic experience. I mean, the phone is cool,
Right.
website's cool, laptop's cool, but everybody who at the end of the day likes a big screen or their smart TV. That's just what it is.
Right.
So trying to give people the both of both best of both worlds. For backers for our Kickstarter, we're giving out like really free 2-year subscriptions to the Roku. Once it's
Okay.
once they add that login feature, it'll be $2 a month. So for backers,
Okay.
we're giving free 2-year subscriptions, which is about equivalent to the amount that they would have to pay for it. We got Wonder House full packages. Well, they can pick the book that they want. The
Okay.
entire team signs it. You also get a 2-year subscription. You also get your name put in a drawing list to be either a voice actor for Paper Cuts or an actor for White Shells or one of the ups. So we'll
Awesome.
actually cast
That's
you
cool.
into one of the ideas. Um, we're looking at artists now who have talent that want to get involved with certain projects, and we're going to be paying them percentages of their content. I already
Nice.
got two artists who are designing products for Wonder House. Will be I will be paying them based off their work, and then trying to compensate business. So all this stuff at the end of the day, it's a bill. I could just take the
Right.
10,000 and go on vacation, but
Right.
the goal for the 10K is to really revamp and add on to the quality and the quantity of current library that we have for the business. And don't want to confuse people. Wonder House Entertainment on the Roku TV, all you're going to see is the content on there, the episode trailers. If you go to the website, wonderhouseentertainment.com, you get to watch the same content and subscribe, and you also get some Easter eggs. They're like limited edition comics on there. There's like character profiles on there. So there's a lot of inside
Okay.
stuff on the website that's not on the Roku.
Okay.
Also, too, um, the product line, if I didn't say that already, you'll have access to the product line on the website,
Right.
which you can't on the Roku. So it is the
Oh,
e-commerce slash entertainment site.
okay. So you guys will be able to everything will be in the description of the video. Okay. So the website, the everything that you need to know will be in the description of the video. Okay, so you guys can hit David up, um, kick in some help. I mean, support your local artists, guys, and help out so that he can bring more content um, to you all. Also, don't forget, you guys can go to the Roku TV. You can download Wonder House, but if you go to the website, papercutstv.com, if you go to the website, you can subscribe, and like David said, you can get special features, bonuses, Easter eggs, and possibly be in one of the episodes. Okay, so all of that will be in the description of this video. one last question I want to ask you. What's your dream project?
You said, well,
What's your dream project? Do you have a dream project that, you know, that you'd
can
love to
you
do?
repeat that? I didn't hear you.
Okay,
My tr-
what's your it's okay. What's your dream project? Do you have a dream project that you'd like to do or
uh, yeah. So a lot of people don't know this, Miss Rossi. So I'll be the first to,
Okay.
say it on your podcast. Um, Believe it or not, the first project before Paper Cuts TV, before White Shells, before Trick League, before Wonder House even existed, it was Cybersplit. Cybersplit,
Okay.
which I just dropped a trailer for. I dropped the first trailer that actually showed some of the artwork I've been doing for over a decade.
Oh
I
wow.
just dropped that on the Wonder House Roku, and also it's on the
Okay.
website wonderhouseentertainment.com on the first page.
Okay.
I'll be releasing the latest trailer for everything I do on the first page of the homepage of Wonder House Entertainment. So if
Okay.
you want to know what's the latest dropping, I will have the latest trailer on wonderhouseentertainment.com. And the latest trailer right now, I just dropped it a couple weeks ago, Cyber
Okay.
Split, which I've been working on since 2009.
Wow, David.
Concept
Wow.
concept came up to me in 2009. I didn't turn it into what it is now until 2016.
Okay.
And this trailer is the first official trailer that shows some of the artwork of what
Okay.
you will be seeing with Cybersplit, which is going to be it's going to be another animated series outside of Paper Cuts TV. Um,
Okay.
and I think it's going to get crazy because I've been
Awesome.
trying to figure out how to do it without copying anybody. And when I say I've
Right.
gone through several different concepts, it's just now surfacing. Like I said, I just released some official imagery. Um,
Yeah.
the official graphic novel for Cybersplit is in the works. I'm guessing it's gonna be done. I always say it's gonna be done this time, and then it's not. I don't know anything out there. Cybersplit is 2009 of a pain in the butt.
Okay.
Even other projects take sometimes longer, but
Right.
Cybersplit is gonna be the first graphic novel on Wonder House Entertainment, and I think it's going to be really cool. Is a lot of if you
Okay.
think the other ideas are crazy, Cybersplit is going to go insane. It's
Awesome.
going to be way outside the norm of what people have ever seen. It's going to get really deep and really
Okay.
real. And
Okay.
I'm hoping that people will buy the graphic novel when it drops, and they'll check out. If you go to the website in the comic page, I'm showing little snippet comics of certain
Okay. Okay.
Cybersplit stuff. So if you want to check that out, that'll give you an insight. But it's
Okay.
gonna get really wild, and I can't wait to finally figure out how I want to do the animation for it because um, I know it's gonna be first of its kind. It's
Okay.
gonna be a one of a kind, one stop shop thing. You're not gonna find it nowhere else.
Right.
And it's taken me a long time. Initially, I wanted to make it just CGI, but everybody's doing CGI. Like,
Right.
everybody's doing
Right.
CGI, and it would be cool, but it would be no different than like Final Fantasy or Toy Story or something that's so I want to step outside of the box. I want to create something that no one can ever say they've ever seen anywhere else in any timeline that's ever
Okay.
existed, and Cybersplit will really all the other short films we've done, we've gone from the screen to the
Mm-hmm.
books. We'll make the short film, and then I'll go and write the book on how it was made and add a script and all that. So Cybersplit is going to be the first Wonder House idea that's coming from the book to the
Okay.
screen.
Okay.
So it's the first reverse idea. So I got to really transition for this one because I'm not even used to this process. I've been
Okay.
able to do it for White Shells and Paper Cuts, and that I've been able to come up with books after creating that content.
Right.
Cybersplit, I got to figure out how to turn it into a visual concept, which it's been crazy. It's been a crazy process. But
All
that
right,
would be my
guys. So,
dream project.
okay.
Getting that first episode of Cybersplit done
All
would
right.
be a dream come true for sure.
So you guys can follow David. You can follow him on Instagram. I have all his tags in the description of the video. So you guys hit the link. Please help David out. with the Kickstarter, the GoFundMe to goodness, help them bring us more content. And if you guys go to the website, which will also be in the description, you guys can see everything that he's talking about. You can check out on Roku if you like. You can check out the animation, the shows. He has a lot of everything. So please go check that out. David, thank you so much for joining Rossie Talks tonight. Um, please, you're welcome to
Thank you
come
for
back
having me.
anytime. You're welcome to come back, bring some new material that you have, and share it with the audience. This audience is definitely into,
Definitely.
we love our games, we love our cartoons, we love all things media, entertainment. So this is the right place. Absolutely. I appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Now, listen, guys, at 7 o'clock, when I'm done here, we're going to jump into episode 2 of The Sandman. That's on Netflix. And it's a short episode, guys. It's only like 37 minutes long, but there's a lot that's packed in there. So stick around and join me for that. And that's it. I do want to mention to you guys really quick. So here's the schedule because last week or the week before last, I think it was Monday. It was Monday. I interviewed the director of Northwood Pie, Jay Sahali. Jay, forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. But you guys can check out that interview. It's up on the podcast, and go and check out Northwood Pie because next Wednesday, John and I will be reviewing Northwood Pie. So please go and check that out on. Let's see, he's on Amazon Prime, Tubi, and he's also on YouTube. I rented it on YouTube, so you can do that as well. And our upcoming schedule, I told you guys that tonight that we're doing a video game, our first person shooters. Actually, we're not doing that. So let me get the schedule because I totally messed you guys up. All right, so this is what we have going on for the month of May. So on the May 10th, we have our top 5 best and worst third person shooters. On Monday the 15th, I have Brooke coming on. She's bringing a documentary with her called The Girl in a Picture. It was an awesome documentary. You guys go and watch it on Netflix. It's really good, so you guys can understand what we're talking about. It's amazing. But at 6 o'clock on that Monday night, John and I are going to be reviewing Northwood Pie. All right. And then May 17th, I have the awesome Misha DeSalle that's coming in. She's a screenwriter, director. She cast me as a lead in her film, Hidden in Plain Sight. So she'll be with us and talk about other projects that she has going on. On the 24th, we're doing the 3rd episode of The Sandman. Okay. And then on the 31st, Jay Staccavel's is coming back on. He's the producer. He came, you guys know Jay. And Jay also has a lot of things going on. So we're going to actually be talking about and reviewing, I think it's 1973 film with Richard Pryor, Which Way Is Up. So Jay and I are going to talk about that. Love it. Love Which Way Is Up. You guys go and check that out. I'm sure you can stream it anywhere you'd like to. And that's about it, guys. That's all I have. Stick around for the Sandman episode 2. We'll get into that. David, thank you for coming on. And David, tell them one more time
Pleasure, pleasure.
where they can donate.
So if you go to, I'm doing a lot of promo. If you click on one of the links below, the Kickstarter. I don't have it on my website, but I do have it. I've been posting on my Instagram and my Facebook.
Okay.
So either Instagram creator underscore David.B.Reed or my Facebook, which is David B. Reed. I'm posting a ton of Kickstarter links. I don't have the name or the title of it off the top of the
It's in the
head.
description.
Or just
It's in the description.
okay.
Yes.
Cool. And then the website, papercutstv.com, which if you go there, it'll ask you a prompt. It'll say enter the
Yeah.
matrix, yes or no. If you click yes, it'll take you to the main site, which is wonderhouseentertainment.com. And like I said, you can subscribe there and actually watch the content there on site. It also
Right.
has a Roku login where you can subscribe, which is separate. So don't get the two mixed up. They're both 199, but one gives you access to the site. The other is going to be access to the Roku channel. Like I said, I think the Roku channel currently is still free, so lucky anyone who gets to it now before, but it will be 199 a month. Memberships are canceled at any time. I think it's a good deal. I think people who tune in, they'll be really excited for what we're going to be doing over the next couple years. If I come on here again, you gotta interview the White Shells team. Like we
Okay,
gotta bring the whole
absolutely.
White Shells team
Absolutely.
because I'm guessing by then we'll have probably more content done. Hopefully, maybe 5 or 6 episodes or so. And yeah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna do much of the talking, but it would be nice to have the whole squad interviewed and yeah,
We'll
get on
definitely
here
have to
and
do that. I'll definitely have to do
because you
that
because
and
you
schedule
you
that.
know these guys, you know them already.
I know them. Absolutely, I know them. So that will
So
definitely happen. I'll probably hit you guys up in June, and we'll start scheduling
okay.
June shows. Anyways, guys, we got to go. I'm out. Thank you guys so much. Stick around, and we're gonna do episode 2 of The Sandman. All right, guys. So we're out.